Anyway, let me give you a little example of Deb. So, Wolverine, right? We've got some Wolverine fans here tonight. I hope you're not only Wolverine fans. It could be a long night, I'm just saying. But when I say Wolverine, most people think of this. And of course, it's very easy to think of the 9 movies or the 17 years, but I want to take you back to X-Men 1. Okay, the year was 1999. I was 5 weeks into shooting, and I haven't told this story to many people before for obvious reasons, because I was on the verge of getting fired from the job. The head of the studio pulled me aside at lunch one day and said, we're worried, we're not seeing on camera what we saw in the audition, and it's like there's a lampshade over the light. I remember him saying, he said a lot of other things which all I was hearing is you're about to get fired. And then the next day, the director pulled me aside, told me exactly the same thing, right? Including the whole lampshade over the light, the whole thing. And I was humiliated. I was like, I'm about to get fired from the biggest break of my life, by far. And I went home that weekend and I was sort of complaining to Deb about everything, this person, that person, I haven't read the comics, all that stuff. And she listened to me for about an hour, and very patiently. And after that, she just looked me straight in the eye. She said, look, Dad, I just don't think, you just have to trust yourself. Okay, you're worrying way too much about what everybody else is thinking. You just need to go back, focus on the character, trust your instincts. You got this. And she was right. And to me, that is love. Right? Someone who believes in you when you're not quite believing in yourself. And this whole show is dedicated to Deb and the kids, but right now I would like to sing the song to which we had our first waltz at our wedding. When somebody loves you, it's no good unless she loves you. When you need someone to cheer you all the way, taller than the tallest tree is. That's how it's gotta feel. Deeper than the deep blue sea is. That's how deep it goes. If it's real, but if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way. So, if I ever want to describe Deb to someone who's never met her, I love to tell the story of us at the Peninsula Hotel in the restaurant in the lobby. This is in Los Angeles. Very swanky restaurant, very upscale, and we were in one of those booths sitting next to each other, and on the other side of the restaurant was a very debonair gentleman in a suit and a tie. He was standing up and he was looking straight at Deb. He had this slight smile on his face, and I didn't recognize him, but I looked over to Deb, and Deb had this look that I've seen many times. It's a look of panic. Who is this guy? Oh God, I know this guy. I've forgotten where I met him. I've forgotten his name. This is so embarrassing. One of those, right? And he starts to walk over to us, and he starts to reach out his hand. And Deb just can't take it any longer. She just leaps up out of the booth, gives him a massive hug. Darling, how are you? So good to see you. How's everything? How's the family? There's this really awkward silence as they part, because the guy just kept reaching his hand to our table to pick up the plates because he was the waiter. And that's my baby. When somebody needs you, it's no good unless she needs you. All the way through the good old lean years, and through all those in between years. Come on, baby. Who knows where the road will lead us? love you. It's for sure I'm gonna love you.